1, 2, 3, clap. I'm meant to clap. Why did you actually clap? Remember to talk into the microphone.
Do you know what? I've discovered why that's such an issue.
Hi, and welcome to Hey Buddy, Nice Podcast. Me, interrupting Brogan, who's now, sadly, back in Scotland all by himself. I already said Brogan, so that's Brogan Hastings.
And over in Perth, back home, not where he belongs, Wayne Giovinazzi.
Not where I belong. Where do I belong?
We, as a collective, belong in Vegas.
Oh, okay. All right. I can accept that. I'm very concerned about your audio levels. Do your audio levels look fine on your end?
They look fine. Do they sound fine?
I don't know. It might just be... I'll turn up my volume a little bit. Close to the microphone is good. This isn't even me trying to do a running joke about Brogan speaking to the microphone. I'm just legitimately concerned because it's been so long since we've recorded and that I've had to edit a podcast.
Yeah, and that's the problem I didn't really think about. So when Jacob's always at me, like, speaking to the microphone, and I'm like, I am speaking into the microphone. It's because this is me speaking into the microphone now, but the microphone is... I don't have to eat this microphone because Chris very kindly sent me a good microphone.
You're about 3 feet away from that microphone where I'm basically inhaling mine.
Yeah. I mean, if this turns out to be... If it turns out to be wrong and Wayne's just never told me, then great. Somebody tell me. But this is what I've been used to for podcasting, so I'm not used to having a microphone right in my face. When Jacob's like, eat it, I'm
your
like...
microphone looks like a handheld mic. Like, not even like a condenser microphone or anything. I don't know of anything about it. I know nothing about it. It just seems very far away from you. Anyway, what are we doing talking about fucking microphones? That's not what we're here for.
No. We don't have time to talk about microphones. We've got 104 other things to talk about.
Yeah. So, but I mean, this is technically the first time we've actually spoken in weeks, many weeks.
It's the first time I've seen your face in a while.
Technically, it's not my face. It's just pixels representing my face.
Okay, you want to depress me more?
Aww. But yeah, okay. So look, we've got... While we're away, we recorded an episode 1 week in with Chris because we were all traveling. We're in Vegas together. I think we've collectively decided we're going to put a hold on that episode because this episode is going to be our recap of everything that we did in Vegas.
Yeah, pretty much.
And I think we've got the idea that we're going to have that as not as a bonus episode, the one that we recorded, but, sort of like behind a paywall episode because we're in the throes of planning our Patreon because people want to give us money, apparently.
Spoiler alert.
Spoiler alert, people want to give us money. Yeah. Look, you've got my list. I've started... Look, I know there's going to be things that we forget. There's going to be people that we forget. And I didn't... the people list is like bigger than anything else. We met a lot of people.
We did. It was great.
Yeah. We'll put a pin in that because I assume as we talk about it, people will be brought up. But I think we should start at the beginning and talk about the actual travel, the physical travel side of things, like having to fly into another country. Yeah. How was did you have any problems with your flights?
Honestly, mine wasn't nearly as traumatic as last year.
No, nothing could be.
Nothing could be. My flight so obviously I fly to London and then from London to Vegas. My flight from London to Vegas was delayed by like an hour and a half, 2 hours. It was already a long stop.
That's right. Yep.
So I was shattered by the time, like I was already falling asleep on the plane from Edinburgh to London. And I was shattered and great, awesome, I'll sleep on the plane to Vegas and then did not. Despite the fact I was in comfier seats and all that, but no, the actual travels, I got through passport control in like 20 minutes.
It was really quick.
Yeah, and by passport control, I mean I got off the plane, through passport control, grabbed my luggage and was waiting on an Uber within 20 minutes. It was great. Yeah.
I think because it's less than a year since we were in the country last, it was like straight through for us.
Yeah, I think for mine it was, because my visa actually worked and because I'd upgraded my seats, I was much further up on the plane.
La-di-da.
I had to. I could not go in the sardine.
And your baggage requirements.
And my baggage requirements.
Sorry, luggage requirements. Your baggage is a whole different kettle of fish.
I had to take 2 cases.
Yeah.
So I was off the plane a lot earlier, so I wasn't actually I think there was only maybe about 3 people in front of me by the time control. It was great.
Because last year, did they take your fingerprints and everything? Do you recall? It was like on a digital fingerprint scanner. Okay, because they did that last year and in 2018 when we went, but not this year. So I think
they did actually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This year.
Yeah, I did the fingerprint thing somewhere. And I don't know if that was there or if that was going to. It was somewhere.
It wasn't going to Austin. Austin.
Yeah.
That was a different. If you've listened to our taking over the Great Night studio, Austin security was fun.
Yeah.
TSA agent love.
Oh yes.
Yeah. And when you were told to remove your hoodie.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not wearing anything under this.
Yeah, pretty much exactly what I said to it. Okay.
So our flights were fine. Our flights over to America were really,
because you had quite a few flights.
Yeah, Perth to Sydney, Sydney to LA, and then driving from LA to Vegas.
Yeah, which is insane.
So, What was really insane was seeing snow on the mountaintops at this time of year. Didn't seem like that should be the case.
That's not unusual. That's not an unusual thing for me to see.
Oh, yeah.
So,
but for someone who has never seen snow...
You have never seen
in person.
Until this trip, you had never seen... You can't say you've never seen snow in person before. You've been in snow. I've
been in snow, and that snowfall of all places was at a dirty, disgusting gas station where in Las Vegas, street level, not talking Mount Charleston shit here.
No.
And it snowed on us for like 45 seconds. Yep. Are we talking about flights home yet?
I can't remember my flight home.
Well, there was your scheduled flight was not on schedule.
Oh yeah. So my original flight home got cancelled.
Yeah.
What a shame. What an absolute shame that I had to stay an extra day in Vegas. So.
And of course, you took that time to catch up on sleep, so you're like bright-eyed, bushy-tailed for the flight back, didn't you? That's what you did.
I don't know how to say this, but despite not having you and Kes there, and if you and Kes were there, it would have been perfect, and Chris obviously. But it was one of the best experiences, which we will get into.
Yeah, we'll get to that. We'll get to that. But thank you, British Airways. I think is what you want to say.
I mean, they could have cancelled it a bit longer. That would have been fine. But I mean, thank you.
One day was all you needed.
One day was all I needed.
Yeah, one was all you needed. Because our flight got cancelled as well on the way home.
Oh yeah.
You were notified like a week in advance or some shit.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we were notified day of.
Wow. Like 13 hours
at 6 a.m. Yeah, it was a joke. That's another. That's not for this. That's the stories around that is for maybe next episode because that's not our Vegas recap anyway. But one thing did happen. Oh, actually, the Austin flight. Your baggage.
Oh my god.
Sorry, luggage.
So we're doing this episode in categories, not chronologically.
No, this is not chronological. This is important information right now because I only got my thing sorted today.
So, we flew to Austin, and I decided I had to check a bag because I brought some goodies. Mr. Brian Brushwood.
Liquids.
I was taking.
That was almost Metal Gear Solid. Liquid.
I was taking a bottle of whiskey he's a bro, and so I had to check my baggage. It was fine, got it checked on the plane, got off the plane, and I'm thinking, my bag's running a little weird. And we'd got it off the rail, we were at the door, going out, and it brushed my leg, and I went, ow, because something stabbed me. And I looked down, and the whole back of my case was smashed. It was still in one piece, but it was like smashed to shit.
And was there what was the request? What was the suggested outcome while in Austin? So
I was like, I don't know what to do. So I took it to the because it was Southwest. I took it to the Southwest desk, and they were like, "Oh, we can give you $50 flight credit." And I'm like, "Yeah, cool. I'm from Scotland. I'm not flying you guys again for like a year."
But is there a happy ending to the story?
There's a happy ending in the sense that there was a report done, and I'm sure that there is an email in my mailbox for me to do something about it.
Yeah.
I mean, probably works out because I was planning on getting new cases anyway, so this is just excuse.
Well, have you got photos of it that we can post?
I do have photos of it.
Oh, good.
It got worse.
I too have photos of my bag, which got decimated. This is yours was like a full-size suitcase, was it, or was it like a carry-on suitcase?
No, mine was carry-on.
Carry-on. Mine was my brand new pink fucking. I say fancy. I liked it, but it was destroyed by Cuntus, aka Qantas. It wasn't until it got to Perth though, so it was fine because I had to recheck it in Sydney, but in Perth, get it off the belt, and I noticed, there's a big crack in it, and I was like, this whole corner is like falling off, and then on the backside, it is clearly fallen off like the luggage cart going between terminals and been dragged along the runway, the asphalt or something, because it's got holes in it and it's a smooth edge. It's been like sanded. A belt sander. A belt sander's been taken to it basically. But they refused to give me a replacement of my $100-odd case in hot pink. Instead, they're giving me a $360 something case in tangerine orange, which is, I can live with that, I guess.
How much is the new case? I only heard tangerine orange.
360 something. Yeah.
Okay, I think that works out.
I mean, that's retail price.
Okay.
Qantas clearly have a deal with this luggage corporation.
Yes.
And they assure me, we're certain you'll be satisfied with your new luggage. Thank you, Qantas.
Over 3 times the price. I mean, hell yeah.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, it's good. I mean,
you don't like the colour? Cover it in sticker.
Mine was a 78 centimetre case. This is a 76 centimetre case. But this one also has an expandable zip section. Mine didn't. So, there's trade-offs.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So how are we going to tackle this? Because we've gotten rid of the boring stuff. Now we got to talk about the real stuff.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like we should talk about people first.
People? People's a hard one. I think shows.
Shows? We can do shows.
Because that relates to people as well. I mean, of course, Chris was a couple of days after us.
Yeah. Probably,
I
think people will be interspersed in the rest of the come up.
Yeah, I think so. But we've got a list so we remember to talk about them, basically.
Yes.
But what was our first official outing? Hey Buddy Nice podcast outing of 2023 Las Vegas trip?
I mean, technically, it was Walmart.
Technically, it was Walmart, where you almost died.
I almost died.
Oh my God, I didn't even write Walmart down as a thing to talk about.
I was so excited to go to Walmart. And it was the experience. We went there to get some stuff. We were there for 2.5 fucking hours.
It's because, and it's not like we were just fucking around. We were getting stuff that we needed, but it was so big just to look at everything. Like we need this, we need that. And then Brogan's like, I need to go.
I literally, there was one point where Kes was off looking for something and we were standing next to a display and I looked at you and I went, this is your 20-minute warning. And we were there for another hour.
You were saying that, and I was thinking, this sounds like stomach trouble, but it wasn't. Not the stomach trouble I was thinking. It's just because you hadn't eaten, and you're like gonna die.
Yeah, I almost collapsed.
Yeah.
I literally went like dizzy and lightheaded, and that was my key to say, oh, I should maybe tell someone.
Yeah, tell someone something.
Tell a responsible adult before I collapse.
Yeah, I mean, because you don't want to have health issues in America.
I know,
that's
exactly.
for sure. Oh, I guess you had insurance, travel insurance.
Yeah, but so we were there, and I was like, dying, and I was like, I bet. What would cheer me up? I know what would cheer me up. Let's go to the Penn and Teller show. And I said to you, I was like, I want to go. If you guys don't want to go, it's fine. I'm going to the Penn and Teller show.
Yeah.
Pretty much. You were told I was going.
It didn't take much convincing, really.
No.
I think
you looked at my sad face and went,
no,
okay.
I looked at Vegas.com for those sweet show price specials and found a Vegas.com coupon code for 10% off. Vegas.com. Not sponsoring our podcast.
Sadly.
Yet. It ended up being decent price tickets. Because you hadn't even bought tickets yet either. So we bought them all together and we sat upstairs in the balcony for like the first time at a P&T show.
Because it wasn't open last year.
No, that's right. Yeah, balcony was closed to the public. All right, so I think we're going to talk about. It's hard. Do we just talk about the Penn and Teller show and that's it for now?
I think we
have
should.
to. We can't intersperse it. All right. So that was the first Penn and Teller show.
Yeah.
The second Penn and Teller show, we went together as well, didn't we?
Yes, that was...
I think we have to talk about something else in between. Do we have to talk about the bucket show to preface this one?
We do. That because it's a connected story and Penn was there.
That's right, yeah. So we went to the bucket show, which is Ice Cream Social, Matt and Paul's comedy improv show.
Yeah.
And we heard some scuttlebutt earlier before, like the day before, that Penn might be showing up and Emily and Jandro was also in town. Magician from Spain, been on Fuller, multiple Fuller. And it turned out that intel was a little off.
Yeah.
Who ended up being there?
So it ended up being Penn, Jandro, and Moxie.
Yes, Moxie is Penn's eldest. Eldest child.
Z is his youngest.
Z is younger. And I can't even really remember how it happened, but we were trying to weasel our way into having the seat set up to try and get it so Penn and his posse would be sitting near us. And it just didn't work.
No, because there was too many people. I had to be like,
too many people came to see this fucking Ice Cream Social bucket show. Like, what the hell? When did they get so big?
I know. It was a lot. It was a very small theatre.
It was a small room, yeah.
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 They ended up sitting a little bit in front of us.
Yeah, which is fine.
Yeah. But that was quite funny because we ended up... So Matt, the way that show worked was Matt was doing his... We can talk about this because Matt talks about this.
Yeah.
Matt was doing his AGT audition and to do it he needed 2 volunteers to play.
A recorded audition.
A recorded audition for AGT.
Send in. Yeah.
Yes. And he needed 2 volunteers to play Sofia Vergara... Spit, hate, and Simon Cowell.
I no longer have pride in saying that I was Sofia Vergara. Patui.
Spit on both their names. So Sophia and Simon Cowell. And nobody raised their hand. Everybody was like, what the fuck? And we looked at each other and were like, fuck it.
We just stood
Penn
up.
is here. Certainly my thinking was, Penn is here, Jandro is here. We're going to help out our buddy Matt. And we were in the back row.
What better way to have Penn and Jandro and Moxie remember who we are than by seeing the backs of our heads?
Yeah, because we had our backs to the audience.
Yeah, because we were playing the judges.
We were. And you were playing Sophia, I was playing Simon. So I was doing the whole magic is real and I hate tricks thing. Yeah. And scowling at Matt the whole time and I felt so bad.
And I was doing the whole, I'm translating everything that he's saying in English into Spanish in my head so I can understand what he's saying. Not that I speak Spanish.
No.
But yeah, it was, look, I think it went well. Like it's a great bit and
if he had been able to present it the way he wanted, it would have been great.
Yeah.
That's the only.
Destroyed by the production.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. They fucked over Sweet Matt.
Yep.
Totally
real, sweet Maddie D. Matt Donnelly
real.
Does
Definitely
exist.
Real.
Yeah.
We're 40 episodes away from finding out if that's real or not.
That's not too far away. That's 20 weeks.
Yeah,
that's only 20 weeks. Oh no, because I think we're only putting out 1 episode this week. Because, dear listener, this is a very special episode of Hey Buddy Nice Podcast. You can probably tell by the length. I assume it's going to be elongated.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we did that, and then there was the bucket show. Great, because it always is.
Yeah. Bucket show. Bucket show.
It was our bucket show. I was sitting there and was like, this bucket show is for me because my birthday, and this
because
is why
of us. Yes.
It's because of us, and it's for me. It's my birthday gift. Thank you very much. So after the show, we sort of hung back because we were Paul's ride.
That's right. So
that was our excuse.
We were all there was that excuse. We were always going to try and hang back and try and get some FaceTime with Penn and Jandro.
Oh, 100%. But we were Paul's taxi for the entire time he was there. It was great.
Yeah. But so there just also didn't seem like a time to like really approach Penn or anything like that.
No.
And then we tried, and then it was like a quick. Yeah, I remember Brogan does my postcard art.
Do you want to tell the people what you said?
Yeah. I was like, okay, we need a way to get in. So I said, hey,
we're
Matt,
standing on stage behind Matt, and Penn's looking at our direction.
Yeah,
talking to Matt.
I'm like, hey, Matt, do you want to remind Penn, or do you want to let Penn know that this is Brogan who does the artwork? And Matt's like, Penn knows who Brogan is. I'm like, we're just trying to fucking get into the conversation here.
I think that was for Penn's sake. I don't think Penn remembered who I was. Like,
Oh,
I think the name would
I'm
click.
well aware of that. I'm well aware of that. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then we were a little defeated, weren't we? I think we went off to the corner and started just talking amongst ourselves.
Well, no. We were slightly off to the side. Because I was, hi, Penn. Like, moved slightly off. And then I looked
still
around.
on stage.
Yeah. And I can see that Matt and Paul are talking to Penn and Handro. And obviously Moxie's standing there with them. And I'm like, fuck it, I'm going to take this chance to see. And I literally pointed at Mox and went, Mox, you're going to be in my neck of the woods soon. And Mox looks up and looks at me and like very confused. And I'm like, you're coming to Edinburgh. And he went, oh yeah, thank God. And then came over and spoke to us for like an hour.
At least. I reckon it was an hour and a half. It was long enough for friendships to be forged. And this is not an exaggeration either.
No.
And long enough for, Yeah,
for Penn to turn from, famous, internationally renowned magician to awkward dad trying to ask his child, can we leave?
Yeah. He would just saunter over, sort of just look, and then realise that this conversation isn't coming to an end, and then just turn around and walk back over and talk to Matt and Paul.
Pretty much. It was awesome. It was so good. And I think Moxie and I screamed and cried over Doctor Who for a long. And Moxie and I swapped. Well, no. I gave Moxie my number and didn't think to get Moxie's number. Which was so fucking stupid of me.
And did it become a problem? I think there was an issue not having the number at some point.
There was. So I was like, because I was expecting Mox to text me to get my number back, because that was the plan, but obviously not there in that moment. And I was like, I'm going to do a poster for Mox for Young and Moxie, because the one that was originally on, the one that's on Edinburgh Fringe now is fantastic, so fucking good. The one that was originally on there was like a blue background with like clip art cards.
Yeah,
Young and Moxie, and it wasn't even the cut off
ampersand either. It was meant to be, but it wasn't. Yeah,
exactly. And I was like, no, Moxie deserves better. Here we go. Then realised I couldn't send it to Mox, and I asked Matt for Mox's email address.
That's
and
right.
Like, I've asked. Mox hasn't responded, and I was like, oh, great, cool, Moxie.
Yep.
And this then leads into us going to the Penn and Teller show.
Well, another tidbit. Ice Cream Social have just recorded their 1000th episode in Pittsburgh.
Like hours ago, as of this recording.
You now have the right to reveal to the world what this secret project is that you've been talking about for the last year.
Oh my God. The relief. I can talk about this. Holy shit. This is
because this is a pivotal thing in this story as well.
It really is. This this is probably going to be a whole episode on its own at some point later on. But essentially, the secret project was inspired by Dr. Jim, who came up to me at Scoopfest and said, you should do a poster of all the guys' Marvel characters and everybody else's Marvel characters, and I could be Doctor Strange. And I was like, that's a good idea. Don't put your hand up, I'm in the middle of
I'm not interrupting you, no.
And I went, that's a good idea, but that's like a big project thing. And then I was like, oh, episode 1000's coming up. I can do it for that. So I've literally been doing this since the end of Scoopfest.
Yeah, 2022.
So 2022. It's been a year in the making. So I'd done all this and then was like, I can't remember who said maybe you should get it signed. I think a couple of people mentioned it.
Probably was King Lord Mr. Dr. Jimothy Joe Bartholomew, or Michael Joe Bartholomew, Esquire the Third, Second, whatever.
Yeah, probably was.
It was.
I think I have a funny feeling a couple of people mentioned it, and I was like, no. And I was kind of one round to the idea. I thought, I'm going to try. So it started off sending it out to Brian Brushwood to get it signed, and then I was like, we'll get it to Vegas. So the thing was, should I tell this other story as well? Because this is actually part of it. So obviously,
which other story?
Which I think you do know about this. So we're in Austin. So in this story, bucket shows happened. Then we go to Austin, and I pick up the poster.
Yes, because that's where Brushwood was looking after it.
Yes, exactly. So
do we sidetrack to you giving Brian Brushwood his gifts?
That'll be a slightly separate story.
Okay.
This one needs to happen for the other story to happen. This is such a mess of an episode. This is going to be
multiple episodes.
So Brian's been looking after the poster. he holds on to it, and I'm going to go get it so we're there for 2 days. We're there the day before Founders Day. We're leaving first thing in the morning. So I have to get it off him without the boys seeing, and I have to ask Brian something.
Oh yeah, because the boys are there in Austin now as well.
The boys are there and staying at Schwood's. So they're literally in the same room. So my thinking was, I need to somehow get this to Penn and Teller. Penn and Teller, this is thinking before, like, I've even spoken to Moxie or anything like that.
Oh, yeah. It's like, this story.
Yeah, so I'd written, because Teller follows me on Twitter, and so I'd written this, essentially a letter to send it to.
I need to interject. Because long before we were in Vegas, I had said to Chris, what we need to do to make Brogan's birthday.
I know about this story.
We can get Brogan into the monkey room just to meet Teller at the very least. During our time there, you've brought up to me this email that you've started to draft to send to Teller, and I'm like, let's just put a pin in that because you might not need it. And then after talking to Matt after a recording of Ice Cream Social, I approached him and said, look, what are the chances of like at least getting Brogan into the monkey room? And he's like, it's not going to happen. It doesn't happen anymore. They don't even hang around after the shows. So I'm like, all right, this is our only hope now of getting Brogan to meet Teller is with this letter to draft to try and get them to sign it.
Which is funny because you've got two ulterior motives with that conversation. One being that I don't know about this conversation, so to get Brogan to meet Teller, and the other one is Matt doesn't know about the poster that needs to get signed.
Yes, that's right. There's secrets going on everywhere.
Oh my god, yeah. So yeah, when we spoke about it, I think I said at the time, I'm going to send this to Teller, but I want to speak to Brian first.
Yeah.
And you were like, yes, that's a good idea. You should definitely do that.
Do it. Yeah, it legitimately was a great idea.
Yeah.
In theory.
Yeah.
In theory, it's an amazing idea.
So, I keep saying to Brian, I was like, I need to talk to you, but I need to talk to you in private, because he's around the boys. Of course he is. Great. And so it gets to the end of the thing. This is, like I say, we'd been to the pub place with Schwood and that. We'd come
Wizard
back.
Academy, yeah.
Wizard Academy. Yep. Schwood had brought us back, and he gets up to leave the house, and I'm like, Schwood, we need to talk. And he went, yes. Took us outside. Took me outside.
Yeah. This is all you.
As private. And the first thing he said was, before I could even say anything, he turned to me and went, right, okay, I need to ask you this. Was it worth it? And I'm like, what are you talking about? And he looked at me, he's like, I know that, you've cut time you guys have cut time into your Vegas vacation to come here, and I'm aware that we're trying to do things, but I want to know, we wanted you to have a good time. Was it worth it? And I'm like, standing there like, it's like midnight, and I am like, trying not to sob, and I'm like, yeah, it's worth it, Brian. Thank you for having me here.
Because this is during their big event, Founders Day, which we couldn't be there for, so we were there early.
This is
hosted graciously by Brian.
Oh yeah, because we essentially gate crashed in the middle of them planning and doing events for other stuff. At Brian's suggestion, I will say that this was all Schwood's suggestion. So that was great, and I was like, okay, so the reason I need to talk to you is because this is a situation. I'm going to try and I need to try and get Penn and Teller to sign it. And I said, so Teller follows me on Twitter. I was going to send him this. He looks at me and goes, Teller doesn't even follow me on Twitter, and I'm like, I know. It's like, and I'm his bastard son. And I was like, I know this.
Yeah.
And he's looking at me. He's like, but I have telephone conference. I was like, Brian, you win this argument. There's no competition. No. I should mention that Teller has since followed Brian.
Oh, really?
From the tweet that Schwood said he would do push-ups about the world's greatest con thing.
Oh, yes.
That's the tweet that got Teller to follow.
Yep.
So yeah, back to the story. So I'm saying this to Schwood, and I was like, I was going to send Teller this letter on Twitter. But does it sound okay? And he looked at me and went, no, don't send that because they won't see it. I will write you a letter and you can give it to them there. And I'm like, okay. And I'm like, so I'll just give it to her. Yeah. I was like, okay.
Hang on. So Brian Brushwood's going to write a letter for you. So I assume he's taken out his fancy stationery with letterheads of Great Night or Scam School or Scam Nation or something like that, and taken out his, not just a ballpoint pen, but like a fountain pen for his years of calligraphy study. Yeah?
So, Brian Brushwood takes me back into the house and into the Great Night Green Room, into the office of the Great Night Green Room.
Where stationery is kept.
For stationery is kept, he takes a piece of paper out of his printer. It's fucking label paper! It's sticky label paper!
Sticker labels.
He grabs a Sharpie that doesn't work. He throws that away. He grabs another sticker label paper. He knows it's sticker label paper at this point. You're not with me, so that you don't...
No.
It's just me
He's
and him.
like, fucking being followed by Teller. This is the letter you're getting.
He's writing it. He's like, this literally looks like a child's handwriting, but it's the best I can do.
This is after a night of drinking and cigars and shit.
He's been drinking a lot at this point. Yeah. So yeah, he writes up a letter, and I'm like, so what? I just give this to the guys, and he's like, yeah. I have a copy
you got a photo of this letter?
I have a photo.
Good.
I still have the letter. I'm never getting
really?
rid of that. Oh yeah.
No, yeah. We have to post that as well.
Yep. In big capital letters at the top, like it's the title. Hi, Taylor. It's Brian. This is Brogan. Please sign the poster. Brackets. It's for a good cause. Text me if you have any questions. Brian.
That's not going to fly anywhere. What the fuck?
It does not look official. I don't know. No. It doesn't look like anybody's handwriting is in all caps. No.
It's just Brian. It just says Brian. A Brian. Not even Brian B. Brian. It doesn't say Schwood. There's nothing.
My saving grace, I think, is the fact that at this point, I have recently taken a picture with Brian Brushwood. So in my head, I'm like going through the script of what I can say, because like I say, we fly back to Vegas the next day. We go to the Penn and Teller show.
Yeah. What did Brian say to do with this letter? How would you get it to Teller? Do you remember?
He didn't say what to do with it. I said...
Oh, okay.
I said, should I give it to someone working at the merch stand? Should I give it to like an usher? Yeah.
That'll work.
There is no solid plan from Brian Brushwood on how to get this letter to Taylor, right? Okay. I'm not worried about that, and I'm like, I'll work something out, whether it's putting that letter in an envelope and giving it to Matt.
Yeah.
You know, I was like going through all the possibilities in my head. I was like, but first port of call is, so we've been to the Penn and Teller show once, and we tried to get a poster that was signed. Person working at the merch stand said, I need to get some more taken to the boys and signed. So I'm like, right.
Oh, you mean we tried to purchase their merchandise of a signed Penn and Teller poster? Yes. Yes.
So in my head, I'm going, right, merchandise person can take things to Penn and Teller to get signed. Great. Yeah. That should work.
It's a great plan. It's perfect.
Yeah. And I'm going in my head, I'm looking, this is going to sound super creepy. It's going to sound weird as hell. This is a letter from Brian Brushwood. Can you give this to Teller? Tell him I will be standing out here. Thanks.
This was the plan. This is the plan.
I have a photo of me and Brushwood if you need evidence.
Yeah. This was the plan outside the Penn and Teller Theatre.
Yep, gates have not opened. The shutters have not opened. Shutters are opening, and you and I start walking
towards the merch. Yeah.
We're like, so if you've never been to the theatre, the way you walk, you have to walk. The merch stand is on the left-hand side as you're walking into the theatre. Mm-hmm. So we're walking in, and we're not even past the shutters yet. Yeah,
it's single brain. It's the single brain theory again.
You and I looked at each other and went, wouldn't it be funny? Because we know that Mox works the merch stand.
We didn't even get to verbalise this statement either. We just knew by communication, silent communication, I swear.
We said, wouldn't it be funny if Mox was there? We said that. And as we say it, like literally we had finished saying the sentence and a head pokes out over the merch stand. Like you can't even see the merch stand at this point. You can just see the desk and a head poke out. And we go, it's fucking Moxie. Mox was working the merch stand. Like, yes, motherfucker. We go up and like Mox, so glad to see it. We explain the situation. I'm like, can you get this to your dad and your uncle to sign? And Mox looks at me and goes, you guys just come back here after the show. We'll
get it sorted.
Yeah.
I'll make sure it gets to him.
So Mox is like, you'll come back here. It'll be sorted. So we're like, yes, excellent. This is amazing. Mox also gave us sweets. Mox had a bag of candy that just like gave us.
Mox gave more than sweets and candy. I was there to buy merchandise, and I was like, hey, Moxie, can I get one?
That's after the show.
No, this was definitely before.
Was it?
Yep, because we were holding up the line, talking to Mox.
Oh, I know.
No, maybe you're right. I think you're right. It was after the show.
Because we were going to buy merch anyway.
Yeah, you're right. That's right. We held up the line, talking to Mox, laughing, people getting angry at us, and I'm like, we should probably let Mox do their job. Keep in mind, also, Mox told us later they were just filling in for someone that night. Yeah. It wasn't even meant to be there.
No, it was complete coincidence, and it was amazing. So we see the show. I have my fake glasses on, hoping
in our prime seats this time.
In our prime seats, and Taylor still walks past me to pick someone else for Silverfish.
You're just not old enough.
There's a part of me that's devastated, but I'm like, you know what? I'm really close here. I can speak to Moxie. I'll live with it.
Yeah.
We got to go on stage for Elsie as well. That was really good. Oh, bear in mind, we're there with... so in our row, there's you, me, Kez, Jobith's wife, Sydney.
Yeah.
Big Sexy was also there with his wife.
But
in separate seats.
Different seating, yep.
Yeah. So yeah, that was great. We go back to hang for merch. Big Sexy leaves us because we're hanging back for merch. He's like, oh, wife's gone to the car. We'll see you later.
Yeah.
And, so obviously we done the piff thing, which is we hung back to the end of the queue.
Oh yeah, because I
when you know someone.
I know, that's right.
And you talk to them.
Yeah, I don't want to hold up the line for other people, basically, because I know Piff. I don't want to spend time taking that up. Anyway, yeah.
Yeah. So we're doing that. So we're there until the whole queue clears. And you're thinking it's the last time that you and Kez are going to be at the show, so you go to buy merch. And Mox just gives you shit.
Yeah.
Mox is like, hey, don't pay for shit.
I would like one of the curved bill Penn and Teller hats, please. And they just pick one up and throw it at me. I was like, there you go. I was like, okay. And it's like, anything else? Like, yeah, I want that shirt as well. It's like, cool. And it's like, you're not paying for it. I'm like,
angrily.
Okay.
Like,
yeah,
you're not paying for it.
With with some attitude. And then, a chocolate bar and maybe something else. And I'm like, Mox is like, I don't care. You're my friends. And I'm like, well, in that case, I'll have one of those as well. Jokingly.
It was Kez who said, well, Wayne's been wanting one of those records.
Oh, yeah. One of the show before the show, limited edition pressings, vinyl album, Mike Jones and Penn Jillette. We are informed
that it's the least sold item in the store. And it makes Jonesy really happy when someone gets one, and especially even more happy when someone asks him to sign it.
I hope that Jonesy doesn't listen to this ever, because Mox said, make sure you don't tell him that it was for free.
Yeah.
Make sure he thinks that you bought it. It will make his day.
Yeah. Jonesy, if you do listen to this and it makes you upset, I'll send you the fucking $100.
But then we came to a sad realization recently, because these are limited edition numbered.
Yeah.
You're not...
Our numbers are right next to each other.
They're next to each other, which means it's potential that they haven't sold one since yours last year and this one. But then, what happens then?
So then it clears. Mox has other guests at the show, which I believe were friends of Emily.
Friends of Emily, yes.
Emily, who Mox was taking backstage.
Mm.
So Mox tidies up, and I'm waiting for Mox to hand me the poster.
Yeah.
And Mox is like, right, come on. And I'm like, what? Yeah, come on. We're going. I'm sorry, what? I thought, okay, I'm not going to question this. Like, okay,
I'm just laughing in my head. Have at you, sweet Maddie D.
Yeah. And I'm like, maybe Mox is going to take us door and give me the poster? No. Moxie takes us to the motherfucking monkey room.
Yep.
And I'm like, what the fuck?
It was very unexpected.
It was unexpected. It was surreal. And it was awkward as well, because we weren't aware at this time, because we didn't know that Emily had sent people there. We didn't know that Teller also had guests.
Yeah.
I can't remember if I told you. Do you know who Teller's guests were?
Yes, it was from Teller's Hamlet? Tempest.
It was Nate Dendy. Nate Dendy, who played Ariel Tempest.
I knew that.
So
Little Mermaid?
And like the second I saw him, I was like, oh my god, it's Nate Dendy.
Yeah.
So he's sitting talking to him, Penn's at the side, and Mox... We're all filed behind Mox, and Mox leans in and goes, I've brought my friends. Entertain them, father.
I'm sure... Do you think Penn recognised us from the Bucket Show at that point?
I think he realised he knew me.
Mm.
I don't think he knew why.
Yep.
I don't possibly recognised you. And I'm thinking he'd probably more likely to recognise me from the Scoop Fest thing, from the handle thing.
And I think probably recognise Kez from the hair.
Well, exactly. There's that too. So I think he was kind of like, who are you?
Yeah.
So yeah, it's funny because, like I said, we're behind Mox. Mox is leaning in. We can't see Penn and Teller at this point, so we just hear Penn go, "What am I supposed to do?"
Yeah.
And Mox goes, "Well, talk to them."
But not only that, Penn's like, "Are you still working? Are you going to get them bags?"
Yeah. So we all file in. They sit down. Mox sits down, and Penn's like, "Are you going to get them bags?"
Yeah.
So we got a bag full of free shit.
Penn and Teller goodie bags with stuff.
The only bags that have Penn and Teller's face on them.
Yes, realised that after the fact, yeah.
Yeah. So that's awesome. So we're sitting, and I'm like, I want to end, and I don't want to interrupt this conversation, so I will just sit here.
The first thing I did, though, in the monkey room, Jonesy was there as well. So I'm like, I approached Jonesy, and I was like, hey, Jonesy, would you happen to have a Sharpie on you? As in insinuating I'd like him to sign the album. And his face, it legitimately lit up. And it doesn't seem like... Because if anyone knows the persona of Jonesy, it's like a cranky bastard kind of thing, cantankerous guy.
Oh, yeah, 100%. Yeah.
And he was like, I do have a Sharpie. Just one moment. And he leaves the monkey room, goes into his dressing room, comes back like a minute later. It's like, okay, I didn't have a Sharpie. There has to be a Sharpie around here somewhere.
I can't believe that at this point, bearing in mind at this point, I am carrying 3 Sharpies.
Yeah.
With the poster. I can't believe at any point it didn't click with me to say I have Sharpies.
But they weren't black. They weren't black Sharpies. But he gets the Sharpie, which was just sitting there in a bowl full of Sharpies. Yep. And he signs it and is like, make sure you get Penn to sign it as well. And Teller, because Teller's on the album cover. Get Teller to sign it too. Yeah. But so that was hard because he was already in conversation with...
Yeah.
Yep. Tempest Man.
I think Nate Dendy, who has the same birthday as me, I found out. And I was like, birthday twins!
Ooh, yeah.
I was like, I get to talk to you. Cool, that's the end of the conversation. I'm genuinely gutted I never got to speak to him. So there's the couch that Penn's sitting on, like this bar stool thing next to one of the couches.
I have to say, I made a strategic choice. I could have just sat next to Penn on the bar stool next to him. I don't think I would have been able to handle that. So I didn't sit there, and I sat across the room.
None of us sat next to Penn. So on the couch, there was Jobeth, who was nearest Teller. There was me in the middle, and there was an empty seat, and there was Penn on the bar stool. Emily's friends were on the settee, or the armchair. I couldn't think of the word for it.
Like a chaise kind of thing as well.
Yeah.
Like the one in your hotel room at the Rio All Suites Hotel and Casino in fabulous Las Vegas, Nevada.
My awesome couch. Better than you. And Sydney sat on the footstool. Yeah. Where was Kez? Was Kez sitting or standing?
I don't recall. Near Sydney, I believe. Oh, no. Yes, on the couch between you and Jobeth.
Oh, did Kez stand up for something? The reason I asked that is because I'm looking at pictures to remind myself, because obviously. So at some point, Mox turns around and says, I tried to text you, but your number didn't work. And I went, Moxie, sit down and we shall fix this. That's not the words I used, but that was essentially like, oh no, come sit next to me. We will fix this. Yeah. And we sat and fixed it, and I showed Mox the poster and stuff, and we started chatting. You know, it was just great. Oh, before that though, so that was why I couldn't remember any of the seating plans. So eventually, when you get the thing signed, and I'm like, as we're talking about signing, I have a thing for you to sign. And Mox panicked because Mox has been looking after the poster, handed it to me as we walked out and went, where's the poster?
Yeah. Thought it was gone.
It's like, I've got it, we're good. So I was like, Penn, I'm doing this thing for Matt's podcast. You're on it. This is the situation. Would you mind signing it? I looked at him and said, oh yeah, that's great. And then I said to him about the note I was like, this is how I was originally going to get it to you before I saw Mox at the stand. I looked at him and goes, oh, that's funny. Yeah. You don't need that, but show Teller.
Yeah.
Show that to Teller. So Teller hears his name, looks up and goes, what's this? I am fucking petrified because I am looking at possibly my favourite human on the face of the planet. Someone I never, ever thought I would get to speak to. Someone I thought would never acknowledge my existence is looking at me, and I am talking to him saying, I went to Austin to see Brian Brushwood and I got this note for him to get the thing. Can you please sign this thing? Thank you, sir. I think that's exactly how I said that.
It was less monotone, and it was definitely interrupted speech. It was not very articulate.
No.
But
No.
the point was made. I don't think he clicked that you were talking about Brian Brushwood.
I think he saw the note and knew.
Okay.
I think it did. I think once he saw the note, he realised that I was talking.
But he said, I don't have Brian's phone number.
No, that's not what he said.
That isn't what he said?
He said, I don't have Brian's text number.
Oh.
Which,
okay.
Thinking about it later, I think is mostly just... I think what he actually meant was, I don't text. What the fuck is Brian talking about? I don't text people.
Yeah, I reckon that
we
could
only
be
email.
Yeah.
So yes, the teller signs it, and I'm like, "Thank you, sir. Thank you." Hold on, I'm not gonna hide.
And that was the end of the interactions, basically. With
pretty
teller.
much.
Yeah.
Because he got up not too long after that when Nate was leaving, and he was. It'd been a long show. He was very tired. No.
Oh yeah.
So I did say bye, teller. Bye. I didn't keep saying bye, but
No.
I
miss you already.
Teller, bye, sir. Thank you. I'm thinking all this.
Yeah.
But Penn's still there. Penn talks for a good wee while. But
good while, yeah.
Yeah, and I say to Penn, I was like, your voice is sounding really good because obviously he's had the injections and stuff. And I went, how's your ear? And he went, better.
Yes, we do. No, I don't even like to think about that.
Yeah, for the food that Penn has had some ear trouble. It's horrific. And there's at least 2 full episodes of Penn Sunday School talking about it. Yeah, so we get to leave and we literally step out the monkey room and I go,
yeah.
and Job is like, are you okay? And I'm like, no, I'm not, decidedly not okay. I genuinely can't remember what happened for the rest of that night.
No, I don't remember much, but yeah, I know that Moxie tried to lead us the wrong way out.
Yeah. So that was awesome. That was just, Mox is an absolute king. Yeah. We love and support Moxie Gillette in this house. Yeah, everything.
Well, also, I don't know if this was the next time you went to see Penn and Teller as well, but it was at least mine and Kez's last time was our third time.
Yeah.
We were umming and ahhing about whether to go, and I ended up saying, look, we're here. I may as well go. Mm-hmm. And you messaged Mox to say, yeah, Wayne and Kez will be coming as well. And then I'm like, oh, I still need to buy tickets. And you're like, no, Mox has sorted out tickets for you.
Pretty much.
It's sorted.
I messaged Mox saying, because when we were talking, I was like, what shows are you next at? Because I'm going to be at every show between now and when I leave.
Yeah.
And Mox was like, I was thinking about maybe I might be at the Friday show, but I'll be at this show. So I'd text Mox to say, when are you next going? When Kes and I are going to be there. I was like, oh, cool, have you got tickets sorted? And I was like, mine's have. Wayne's just about to buy his just now. And he went, sorted. I was like,
yep.
Okay. Cool.
But when we get into the theatre and taken to our seat, these are the special VIP seats, because we're looking around seats. And I mean, probably not wrong, but Kez is like, I'm sure that person there is an actor or something, and that's someone. I'm sure that's someone. That's probably someone. So these are the VIP seats.
Oh, 100%.
And I tell you, what was that? The mocktail that you like?
Magic Bullet.
Magic Bullet. I got a Magic Bullet, and it comes in a fancy Penn and Teller themed cup that you get to keep. And I knocked it over, spilt it everywhere. So
for context, I've already bought my seats. My seats are very far down the front. So we'd stood and chatted for a bit, then you guys go to your seats.
Yep.
So I'm getting updates from you through text.
Yeah.
And I get a picture of this cup. I knocked over my drink and I went, fuck's sake, can I take you anywhere?
So I go and I talk to the usher and I'm like, I just knocked over my drink. And the security guy's there as well. And he's like, well, have you tried wiping it up with your t-shirt? I'm like, no, I haven't tried that, sir. Like, okay, I'll go get some cloths. And where are you seated? I sheepishly point over to the VIP booths, and he's like, okay. And then he comes up to us, cleaning it. This is not his job. He's a security man, right?
Yeah.
He's cleaning it. He's chit-chatting, being friendly.
Was it the young guy with fluffy hair?
No, it's an older gentleman. But it wasn't until he said which cemented in how VIP these seats are. He's like, interesting fact. This is where Sting and his crew sat last night during the Penn and Teller show. And then Kez says, "Oh yeah, Moxie got us these seats." And then he's like, "Oh really? Oh, that's awesome." I was like, "Well, I'm such and such. I'm the head of security. If you need anything at all, just let me know." And it's like, how do we weasel our way into these situations every time? I don't know.
I don't.
It's
it's hilarious. Also, just you might.
Oh shit! It's time for an unannounced interrupting whatever they're called. I don't think what they're called. It's been weeks. You know how it's been months. It's been a long time.
That's me doing the Matt thing of like surprised. What? We're actually getting one? Not a. What are you saying?
I don't know what's going on. But anyway, it's an unannounced, unscheduled ad break. That's what it is, because we've got to
fucking yeah.
We got to pimp our boys.
Our podcast dads, Matt, Paul, and Jacob, have released a comedy album. Not only that, they released a comedy album on April 1st, their 9th anniversary. They released a #1 comedy album on the Billboard. It went to #1 on the charts.
Don't say Billboard. Don't say Billboard.
I'm not saying Billboard.
Not saying Billboard. Number 9 on Billboard, but which is weird because it was #1 on iTunes and Amazon. So work that shit out, Billboard. Get your shit together. Know what you're doing. I
think we need to double check that because I think we've worked out that it was taking it off a day's worth of data, and it needs to take a week's.
Okay, sure, whatever.
Like the period it was. I don't know. Yeah. But it was #1 on iTunes. It was #1 on Amazon. I myself did the cover art for it.
Correct. Yes. But you did your cover art for it when it was called something else.
I did
because it's just called Hey Scoops, yeah. The
album is called Hey Scoops. The artist is Matt and Mattingly's Ice Cream.
Yeah.
The album features three horses.
I'm going to interrupt you right now because look, if you haven't bought the album yet already, either go out and buy it, or as we live and breathe, it's available for streaming today. You can stream it right now.
Yeah, but buy it.
Yeah, both. Do both. Anyway, this artwork. It was the album is now called Hey Scoops. It was originally called
Unstable. It features 3 horses. You can understand why that was the case.
Yeah, makes sense now, doesn't it?
Yeah. So Paul asked me to. Paul gave me a brief and said he wanted horses, he wanted flames. It was going to be called Unstable. I then get an email after I've sent him the art and stuff, and it's been approved. And it's like, oh yeah, we're changing. Because I had put the title and stuff on it and text, and then I get an email from Paul saying, "Hi, can you change the? We've gone with a different." What he actually said is, "We've gone with a different artist and title."
Oh yeah. And
I took that message incredibly well.
Yeah.
Because what I heard was, we've decided to go with someone else to do the album art.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, you know what? That's
whatever,
fine.
Fam. Whatever. You don't need me anymore.
No, genuinely, I did not cry. I was numb, but I was okay. And then I realised that he meant, because the artist name originally had been HeyScoops.com presents. Yeah. So they decided to change that to Mathematically Ice Cream Social, and they decided to change the name of the album from Unstable to Hey Scoops, which I can understand for searching stuff. But yeah, but he's like, yeah, we could keep the original artwork, and I'm like,
sure.
Okay.
Why not?
Sure.
Yeah.
Horses are fucking hard to draw, so yeah, sure, use it.
I don't think there is anyone else that can say for this album, they were there when the magic happened. Because we were graciously invited to go to Spadoni's place and watch Paul lay down the lyrics for the club mix of Long Distance.
Ah, yeah, I forgot about that bit.
Yeah, that was something,
I didn't
wasn't
forget that happened, but I forgot, yeah. Oh my God, yeah.
It was interesting seeing it actually come to life.
Yeah. And Paul is a stunning singer. Paul is such a good singer.
You know what else was interesting? Seeing the whole album potentially not coming to life April 1st.
Oh my God.
Fucking hell, man. This is not our place to talk. This is inside baseball. So we're not going to talk about it.
No, we're going to say there was a chance. It really seriously was looking like the album was not dropping on iTunes. It was available on Amazon. We could see it on Amazon. Yeah. We could not see it on iTunes.
No, I'm not even talking about that. I'm talking about You're
talking about other things that are like
real
I'm
inside.
not even touching.
No,
I'm not even touching with a barge pole.
But
no, there was a strong possibility it wasn't going to be on iTunes. And then people started messaging saying, I can see it on iTunes.
Yeah.
And we're like, what the fuck do you mean you can see it on iTunes? And it turned out the links that the people had sent us were going to Apple Music.
Yeah.
Not iTunes.
Which now work. You can now stream it on Apple Music.
Yeah.
And Spotify and I guess other places. Amazon, probably. I don't know. It's the 30th of April right now in Australia. So by the time this episode comes out, it'll be the 1st of May. Unless things change. I heard 1st of May is when it comes streaming, so I'm sorry if I'm wrong. Don't blame me. Blame a blame pop.
But yeah, so go support our buds. Go buy it. It's a good album.
We got to listen to a lot of songs before anyone else.
We did.
We were very privileged. But that's stuff to talk about. Like not in this episode because this episode's over. This unscheduled, unannounced ad break has been inserted in after the fact.
Yes, and what I will say is, unironically, my favourite track is Truck Stop Whore. Unironically, I've listened to that more than I've listened to any other song on the album. I unironically love it.
This Truck Stop Whore.
Yeah. Truck Stop Whore. Jacob Smith released a country album.
Yeah, but I guess we should probably send you all back to our big Vegas recap, which is only recapping Penn and Teller and Biff the Magic Dragon shows. So yeah, let's hit that button and go.
But I would just like to circle back very, very slightly to Penn and Teller show of the 1st. So I can't remember what happened the rest of that night, but I do remember what happened the next morning, because the next morning was a Sunday. So I'm sitting in the hotel room, looking, and I'm like, you know what's on? The Penn Sunday School's live stream is on. I'm going to watch it. Okay? Now, at this point, Matt has flown back from Austin to make it to this recording. And
we had flown in earlier that day. It was your birthday that all this Monkey Room stuff happened. We forgot to mention.
Yeah, we got back to Vegas at like 7 a.m. Vegas time, gone for a nap, and then I was like, I think I slept for 2 hours, and then I was like, I'm awake, I'm going to a comic shop, and you came and met me.
Yes, yeah.
So Matt had flown back from Austin, and I think he literally got off the plane and went straight to the recording studio.
Yep.
Because he was still shaking.
Yeah.
To the point that people on the stream were like, are you okay? Like, people in the chat were like, is Matt okay? He's like, he's just off a flight, it's fine. So during this live stream, Penn says to Matt, we had all your Scottish scoops at the show last night. And Matt's like, I mean, one of them was Scottish. 2 of them were Australian.
Yeah. And 2 that are from Elkton.
Exactly. And he says, oh yeah, Brogan came last night and got me to sign the Marvel poster.
Which is still secret project.
Which at this point still secret project Matt knows nothing about. I'm looking at this, screaming, laughing at my phone. Penn, what the fuck are you doing? Should manage to keep this under wraps.
Yeah. If anyone's going to break a secrecy thing, it's going to be Penn.
It's going to be Penn.
Of course.
He wasn't specific about it, which thank whoever, thank Teller, thank Piff, thank Penn, like all the people.
Matt was probably way out of it to even understand what was going on.
I genuinely don't think Matt knew what was going on. I think he heard Brogan and went, oh, of course we was at the show.
He's probably
cool.
thinking, how did they weasel their way into the Monkey Room?
Probably. But I literally text Mox and go, not your dad telling Matt on the show.
Mm-hmm.
And he went, I forgot he signed that poster. He wasn't supposed to say, was he? I was like, so yeah. And then Ready Rich messaged me like a couple of days later and was like, yeah, so Penn said this to Matt on the stream. And I was like, I know, I was watching.
Oh, shit.
So yeah. So that's that point of things.
But there's no editing needed there. But you also went multiple more times by yourself to the Penn and Teller show.
I worked it out. In total, I went to the Penn and Teller show 6 times while I was there. And the only reason, so there was 8 shows playing total while I was in Vegas. The only reason I didn't go to 2 of those shows is because the dates we were in Austin. Yeah.
Now, I know that there is one more P&T show noteworthy to talk about, and that would be the last one that you went to, which only happened because of your flight got cancelled.
So my flight got cancelled. And it's funny because I had mentioned cancelling that flight anyway to my mum. And she was like, don't do that, because the weekend I got back, Easter weekend, so we were off anyway on the Monday. So if we hadn't been off, it would have been like I would have flown back in on the Sunday and been back to work the way it was when I booked it, flew back in on the Sunday, had a day off, and then went back to work. No, I had to extend it a day, so I flew back on the Monday night and went back to work on the Tuesday. Shit. Worth it. Worth it. So, Mox messaged and says, I'm going to... I'm taking my friends... You're coming to the P&T show on Sunday night with my friends, right? And I'm like, yeah, sure, I've had my tickets booked for weeks. And Mox is like, no, you're coming with me.
Yeah.
In the fancy seats, I was like, okay, cool.
In the Sting seats, in the Wayne Geo seats.
In the Wayne Geo seats. So, so that happens. So that's all sorted. And I go down, I'm wandering around sorting out stuff, and I nip down to the Rio store, which is like their little convenience thing, and I'm picking something up, and I just hear, it's you, what are you doing here? In an American accent, not a Scottish one. I turn around, and Mox and his friend Ronnie's there, and I'm like, oh, hi, you're here.
Saying, what are you doing here? Oh, like, what are you doing in the Rio gift store? Yeah,
like, pretty much, like, you there, like, what are you doing hanging about? I was like, I'm just grabbing something, and he's like, oh, we're just grabbing snacks. I was like, oh, cool. Do you want to come back? Mate, I'm just going to grab some stuff from my room, and then we can go, because it's only, like, maybe an hour before the start of the jazz.
Oh, wow, okay. Limited time.
Yeah. So we go and grab some stuff, and we're hanging out, and I get to give Mox their bag, because I'd found some stuff. We'd been laughing about Twilight, and I'd found an Edward Cullen pen and TARDIS pen and stuff like that. So
and Piff comic stickers and stuff like that as well.
I had to say to you, I was like, do you have extra stuff?
Yeah, I didn't even think of it.
Yeah, I've like, give me your extra stuff to give to Mox. And Mox was like, this is so cool. Mox really liked it.
The Piff things, sure, we can recognise it. The other stuff, the not so good at this and was there any sad part? No, the slutty ditto.
Yeah. I think I actually said that to Ronnie. I was like Mox was pulling them out, and I was like, do you remember that comic that made the rounds a while ago, like on TikTok and stuff?
Do you remember that comic? Yeah, sure.
Well, let me finish. I was like, do you remember that comic that made the rounds a while ago on TikTok and stuff, where it went a bit viral, and it was like, I can be brown, that Mika song, I can be brown, blah, 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 and I can, for $20, I can be anything you want. And she went, oh, yeah. I was like, that's my friend Wayne. And she went, no, really? I was like, yeah.
I'm not believing this. No, yes, I'm aware that it's been seen, sure. I get it.
It's been seen by a lot of people.
It has.
It's been seen by a lot of people. So that's usually my go-to for, do you know Wayne's work? Do you know Piff comic? No. Do you know Slutty Ditto? Yeah.
Do you know Piff comic? No. Who's Piff? What's a Piff?
Pretty much.
Yeah.
So Mox was thrilled about that. I let them... this is how much I like Moxie. I gave him one of my beloved Pepsi Nitro to try. And
that's something that's easily available for them.
He was like, what is this? I've never heard of this. I've never had it. And
it wasn't
I'm like...
even that good.
I have two in the fridge right now. I'm gonna have one tonight, and if I don't have the other one tonight as well, then that's getting saved for Christmas.
I'm gonna have one tonight, and if I don't have the other one tonight, that means you might have two tonight. Just put that out there from the beginning.
I'm having at least one tonight.
Okay.
I might have two. I might not. I don't know.
Cool. All right.
So we go down to the show, we get in, and we're sitting in the fancy seat. Another friend of Mox's comes in. I'm thinking, so Mox's friend Ronnie's the same age as Mox, so 17. Mox's other friend comes in, he's like, oh, we were at camp together. It's like, oh, hi, really nice kid. And he looks a wee bit younger, so I'm thinking he's maybe like 16, maybe. He's really tall. I find out later this kid is 13.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And I'm like, what the fuck?
Much
you
younger.
are a literal child.
Yep. Don't let them see the slutty ditto sticker.
No. So, we went to the show, and it was great, because Mox just knows the show by heart.
Oh,
it's fucking hilarious.
Yeah.
So Mox is sitting there, and the voiceover starts for Age Appropriate Escape, which we know, which if you haven't seen it, it's like, in 1988, Penn and Teller, didn't escape, blah, blah, blah. And Mox is going, in 1988. Like, doing it. And me and Ronnie start doing it too, because we know it. And Mox is like, shut up. Yeah. Because there's other people in the VIP seats.
Yeah.
So I start mouthing it, and Ronnie keeps doing it, and Mox is like, shut the fuck up. So we're doing that. Of course, we me and Mox woo for Shakopee. To the point, like, the second we see Penn sat down and we know it's coming up, we're looking at each other, we're like, yes. And Penn knew where we were, so he knew who the fuck it was.
Yeah.
And yeah, at the on green screen, it's basically a bit where it's like green screen magic. Taylor vanishes and appears behind the screen, and I turned to Moxie and said, "How does that not fuck Taylor's back?" And he went, "Oh, it does. It really does." I went, "Oh shit."
Yeah, I was thinking about that as well, mate. Like if it's a fall or whatever it is, or you just mean laying down.
It's I mean, I don't know if I'm allowed to talk about it. It's a very slow lift.
Yeah, okay.
And I'm assuming he then, like, rolls.
I tell you, though, last year, I don't think it was a lift. Last year, I think it was... Because you could hear like, trap doors falling and shit.
Oh, there's definitely a trap door. Because they lift the thing. And bearing in mind how Taylor was still pretty fucked.
Yeah.
Back then. He's still pretty fucked. The man is not fully functioning and hasn't been since maybe 1994.
Oh, I wouldn't go that far.
Maybe not that far.
Rude.
Maybe that far. The man has been doing strange and unusual things to his body in the name of magic for a very, very long time.
Yep.
So it's great. And Mox takes us back after Kinky Friedman's there, who is a name I only know because I've heard Penn talk about him, writer and stuff. And his crew were really nice. I want to say it was I think it was his sister. So Kinky's a ranch out in Austin, Texas. I was like, oh, I was just there with my friends there. It's, it's great. Definitely a good place for horses. There's a lot of open fields.
It's a place. Austin is definitely a place.
We have thoughts and feelings about Austin that will not make it into this episode.
Not this episode, no.
Not this episode. But no, she's like, oh, Scotland, I know about that because that's because the terriers come from there. I was like, yeah, how do you know that?
Yeah, because they're called Scottish Terriers.
No, but it's like from a specific castle.
Oh, okay.
She knew the name of the castle. And I'm like, how do you know that?
Yeah.
She was like, come over. Kinky, this is Mox's friend. What's your name again? It's like, Brogan. This is Mox's friend, Brogan.
Shit.
Brogan can confirm about the terrier. He's looking at me and I'm like,
True story.
I was like, cool. Yeah. Kinky Friedman is about 300 years old and can't hear a fucking thing. He's very, very nice. So Mox takes us back after the show. And, we're sitting there. Taylor doesn't have any guests this time. I'm sitting in the same place that Taylor sat last time. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, Taylor, come sit. He doesn't. He goes and sits in a chair that's quite near.
Nice.
I know. So, I can understand.
Taylor doesn't know who you are.
Taylor doesn't know who I am. He does, but he doesn't know that he knows who I am. Which is a funny thing. So, there's... Who else is there? So there's like 3 crews there. So there's me and Moxie's crew, there's the Kinky Friedman crew, and there's also... the woman who does Taylor's cardiac rehabilitation. Oh,
medical crew. Let's go with that.
Yeah, it's essentially one of Taylor's nurses that he got after it came out.
Heart surgery.
After he got out of heart surgery.
Yeah.
Right, and helped him, build his strength back up. So she brought her whole family who are big Penny Taylor fans.
Oh, okay. Yep.
So there's a crew of them, which was quite cool.
You keep talking.
Cool. So, I can't remember. Yes, no. You're on mute. No.
If you can't hear me, I'm muting myself on purpose, okay?
Yeah, so
their whole crew's there.
Their whole crew's there. They take a picture with Penn and Taylor, and, they sort of file out, and then Kinky Friedman, gets a picture with Penn and Taylor, and, what's up. And I embarrassed myself. I don't know if I really want to say this, but I'm going to say it. Because I'm behind them all at this point. I'm, like, sitting on the couch. And Mox's like, oh, come over, as Penn and Taylor are posing to take a picture with Kinky Friedman. So I go up and stand walk up next to Penn, and Mox goes, oh, Dad, did you see Brogan's shirt? Because I was wearing the I am the answer to Chris Angel's questions. I turn and show. And Mox is like, get over here, you're not in the picture. And I'm like, I'm very confused as to where I'm supposed to be right now.
I don't know what's going on, and I'm too scared to ask.
Like, pretty much. So that happens, files out. And then Mox goes, I want a picture with my crew. So, of course... I'm standing next to Taylor. Fuck everyone else. Mm-hmm. Taylor puts his arm on my shoulder, and I'm like, hi, Taylor. Hi. We take the picture. Taylor does not take his arm off my shoulder for the entire time.
That could just be for stability's purposes.
It could well be. He is very welcome to use me to stabilise it. I mean, this is not a complaint. This is a compliment.
Oh, yeah. Feature, not a bug. Exactly.
So, so Kinky's in the photo and he's a bit far forward and Penn's like, Kinky, back up. And so I'm like putting my hand on his back. I was like, just just walk backwards until you feel the hand so he doesn't like trip over.
Yeah.
So really stabilising it.
You don't want kinky blood on your hands in the monkey room.
Pretty much. So, takes a picture and I think, fuck it, this is my last chance. So I turn to Taylor because I'm aware that he doesn't realise who I am. And I'm like, Taylor, I'm really sorry. The last time I was here, I didn't actually introduce myself. I'm Brogan. I went, oh, hi, Brogan. Just in the same way he would say hi to... He's been saying hi to everybody.
Yeah, if I were to say, I'm Wayne. Oh, hi, Wayne. Yeah.
Yeah. Mox says, oh, yeah, Brogan does the stuff for Dad's podcast, for Matt's podcast, does Penn and Teller stuff on Twitter, and he looks at me and goes, oh, I do know who you are. And I'm like, yeah, you follow me on Twitter. He's like, I do. Let me take a picture. Yeah. Taylor takes my fucking picture and sends it to a friend of his saying, this is Brogan. And I'm like, what the fuck? Right. And the funny, like, he's typing out.
What's funny is he's telling people that he knows, like people he knows already know about you.
Exactly. So he's taking a picture and he's typing it out and he's spelled my name wrong. And Mom's is like looking over his shoulder and going, "That's not how you spell Brogan's name." And he goes, "I know." And I'm like,
"It says Bogan."
Taylor. It was. He spelled it B. He put an I instead of an O. Oh. And he's like going back. He was actually going back to correct it. Yeah. When Moxie said that, and I was like, Taylor, you can call me anything you want. I literally don't care. Matt called me the wrong name for the first 3 months. It's fine. Yeah. So this is I'm sure it went through his head as in like, oh yes, I'm familiar with this art. I'm very familiar with this art. Thinking of the hunky boy art. It has to have been the case because I tried to ruin you that first time in the monkey room. You did. You were like, "Are you going to tell Penn about the other thing you did?" And I'm like, "Shut the fuck up." If Penn doesn't remember, that's probably for the best.
That was not ill-intentioned though. That was
I know,
because if Teller becomes aware of what's going on, he would realize who you are.
Honestly, it never clicked that it. I don't think Teller would have heard. That's the thing as well, Yeah. So yeah, and as Taylor's typing this, and I'm like, this might be my only chance to ask this, but I was really sad that Taylor and George wasn't in the show. Is that coming back? And he went, oh yeah, we just spent like $6,000 on it. That's definitely coming back. Yeah. And I'm like, cool. Yes!
But of course, it's probably out because it's not going to be part of the touring show in the UK.
I think so. From what we can understand, a lot of it was practice. And I will be able to confirm or deny that come
That's
June.
Right. That's not very far away.
No, it's really not.
It's like 2 months. Yeah, not even. Fucking hell. It's the end of April. Oh my God. It's the end of April. Yeah. I didn't say, hi, Ryan. Happy birthday for yesterday, buddy.
Get him text now. You're almost 2 days late.
No, because I spoke to him already and I knew it was his birthday. It doesn't matter.
So that was an absolute highlight. And, as we're going out, Mox is obviously driving Penn home. Mm-hmm. So Mox is dropping off Ronnie and, Penn and stuff. Taylor's already left. And during this time, Jonesy dips his head, is looking for something. I went, hi, Jonesy. And he went, I smiled and waved, and I was like, I think you recognise me at this point.
Oh, yeah. Jonesy would recognise.
Purely from the amount of times that I've been the first person to clap.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I'm certain that when he's looked my way, he's like, that's the guy who I signed that album for.
Yeah, I think there was a couple of times over the course of the shows where, because I was like almost always the first person in. I was within the first 10 people in the theatre almost the entire time. So, but nobody claps for the first number because there's not enough people in the theatre.
No, yeah.
Not me. They clap. Both Penn and Jones, they always look over.
Yeah, like, what the hell was that?
Yeah, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Like, I genuinely go there for the jazz too.
Yes, yeah.
I don't know how many times I have to tell them, Girl from Ipanema, hearing them play that, it's really good.
Yeah. And it took me a long time to realise that there is the I can't say the word.
Ipanema.
Ipanema is one of the towers at the Rio, isn't it? Yeah.
Yes.
Yep. It's one of the towers at the Rio.
So yeah. So it just, and so sort of cap off the story. So where everybody else is gone. It's me, Moxie, Ronnie. I wish I could remember. It was really sweet kid too. Sort of a French sounding name. Pierre. But it was American. No, I need to ask Mom. And Penn in the room, and Penn's like, right, okay, I'm taking Dad home. Ronnie and I are coming. Are you guys okay? And Mox turned to me and said, do you remember how to get out? And I was like, yeah, I do. So I was like, come on, kid, we're going.
Yep.
So we're chatting a bit and talking about stuff. And I'm aware that this 13-year-old child is wandering around a casino. And I'm like, I am not taking my eyes off this kid until he's back with his parents.
Yeah, yeah.
So, we come out and he's looking around and he messages and he's like tried to phone his mum and dad. They weren't answering. He texted them and he could see them. He could see them at like one of the tables. So it's like I know where they are. He's not allowed
onto the gaming floor.
No. So I'm like, right, okay, come on. I was like, we'll go and wait over here. There's an arcade. We'll go and sit there. So we go and sit in the arcade that was near our tower, and we're just sitting chatting for a wee bit. And he gets a message from his mum, be like, "We're here," and he's like, "Oh no, his mum phones." I was like, "Oh, I'm just in here with my friend," and I'm like, "Oh." And he's like, "Yeah, just over this way." And he's like, he looks to me and goes, "Masquerade Bar." I was like, "I know where that is."
Yeah.
So walking back to his parents, they walk up and I'm like, "Hi, I'm Moxie's friend Brogan." And they're like, "Oh, hi," because I was like, they'll know the name Moxie.
Good move.
Yeah. And like before I leave, I was like, "You okay? You good?" Perfect.
It's like I'm Moxie's friend Brogan, not some random 30-year-old person talking to your probably 13-year-old child.
Definitely 13-year-old child.
Yeah.
I was like, I wanted to convey the sense of Moxie left your child with a responsible adult.
Yeah. Yep.
And he did.
Yes.
And I wanted to be like, I'm making sure that you are fine before I leave.
Mm.
So yeah, that was fine.
Yeah.
And there's another story that's after this that's connected to the poster. Should I tell that?
Do I know it?
I'm not 100% sure.
Probably not.
So I'm looking at my phone at this point, and it is 11:15.
I do know it.
Yes, you do. And during all this during this day, I've been trying to get in touch with Sarah Lowe because Sarah's on the poster. Sarah's married to Matt.
The very real Matt Donnelly.
The very real Matt Donnelly. Sarah Lowe is performing Absinthe and 150 other things. Very busy lady.
Yes.
But she's on the poster because she has her podcast Side Hustle. So with Chelsea Phillips-Reid, who is poster. So I'd be like messaging her on Instagram and say, this situation is what I'm trying to do. And she'd message me back and say, oh, that's cool. Let me know when's a good time. I was like, cool, I'm here. So she'd message me that day and say, I'm in Absinthe tonight if you want to come by. I'll sort out tickets, and we can get the poster signed. And I'd message back and be like, I'm really sorry. I would love to, genuinely, but I am at Penn and Teller with Moxie. And she went, oh no, that's cooler. Go do that. Go do that.
Do that. Yeah.
So I'm looking at the times and I'm like, I could make Absinthe coming out. So I run back up to the room, grab the poster, and as I'm doing this, I'm like getting an Uber, run up, grab the poster, grab everything, run to the parking lot, get an Uber, get to Caesar's Palace, and I just say to them, it's like, take me to Caesar's Palace. I was like, take me as close to the Absinthe Theatre as you can.
The Spiegel tent.
Yes. I was like, right, okay. I started to run through, and I passed somebody, and I'm like, that looked a bit like Sarah. And I go, I stop and turn around and go, Sarah! Nobody turns around. I'm like, it might have been, but I don't know, so I'll just run to the tent.
Yep.
I run to the tent, walk through, and I have to say, because obviously I don't have tickets.
No.
And the security guards are standing there, and I'm like, I'm trying to see Sarah Lowe. I have a poster thing for her to sign, and I show them the text message, and they're like, oh, it's just for a performance. Yeah, go and ask that guy. And it's the guy standing. So I go, and I was like, I don't know how to ask this without sounding completely creepy, but I'm trying to get in touch with Sarah Lowe. I have a performer in Absinthe was working tonight. Here's the text. Anyway, we can't just tell you the performer's working here. And I'm like, no. Good, I don't expect you to. However, here's the text chain that says Sarah is working here. Here's the Instagram profile. Yep. All of this. This is what I have. I can't phone her because the number is not working.
I don't know this about the part.
Yeah, so because I'd messaged Sarah on Instagram, Sarah had given me her text number. But like with Moxie, it wasn't working. So I was texting her saying, I'm on the way and stuff. And it was saying it was sent, but it wasn't. Yeah. So, and I'm like, if Jacob Smith's here, I know Jacob Smith too.
Yeah.
And I'm like messaging Jacob, are you absent tonight? And he comes back, no. I was like, never mind.
God damn it, Jacob.
So turns out, yes, that was Sarah Lowe I walked past. Sarah eventually got the number to work. And Sarah texted me, oh my God, I'm so sorry, I'm just back at the car. And I was like, yeah, I walked past you, it's fine. I was like, it'll be at the churn, you can get it at some point, it's fine, don't worry. But as I'm standing talking to this guy who was really, really nice, I don't know if I can tell the story yet because we've not talked about Absinthe.
Yeah, maybe save it for next time if it's related to Absinthe story.
It's related to that. I will leave that as a
Oh,
teaser.
yeah, I know what you're talking about.
You know what I'm talking about.
Howdy.
But that's the Sarah Lowe part.
Yep.
So unfortunately, I never got to see Sarah for that.
Mm-hmm.
But that was quite a night.
But we don't have much time left in this episode, even though it's going to be a longer episode. So I think it might just end up being Penn and Teller and Piff discussion recaps.
Yeah,
Yeah, all right. Because that was the other show that was seen multiple times. How many times did you see? You saw it twice. I saw it 3 times, I think.
Yeah, because you went to see Piff one night when I went.
PNT, that's right, yeah. So, all right. As we know, I've been I don't know what's a secret project anymore. I know there are certain aspects of this I can't talk about, but like your big reveal, I think it's fair game for me to say that my secret project is a Piff comic book, right? And we don't know how it's gonna I do know how it's going to be available, but you'll find out that when the time is right, because it's tied in with Piff, and yeah, they're things that I can't talk about basically at the moment.
We don't have solid details, but we can reveal that.
That's right. But throughout talking to Piff over email about us coming to Vegas and things like that, getting this book done, I had 2 weeks to do it, basically. Yeah. And I said to him, look, I'm going to be in Vegas now, so I can't do any more. And he's like, cool, let me know when you want to come to the show as well. It's like, awesome. Yeah. So I think it was it the night of or the day before I messaged him and said, hey, how does this work? He's like, yep, that's great. So
day before, and I can tell you why. Do you know where you were when you messaged Piff for the first time?
In Vegas. I don't know where I was.
You were sitting at the Penn and Teller show.
Really?
And we looked at each other and went, Piff tomorrow? Piff tomorrow.
Piff tomorrow.
Yeah.
Because it was the second official Piff the Magic Dragon outing, which upset a few people. Oh, yeah, that's a lot of people. Oh, God.
Yep.
Yeah,
we accidentally upset a lot of people.
We'll talk about that later.
Yeah.
But, yeah, so the Piff show, I think it might be my favorite show in Vegas. It's hard to say when you've got, like, Penn and Teller and things like that. And when... I still don't think I'm allowed to say that I'm friends with Piff either. That doesn't sound right.
I think you're allowed to say you're friends with Piff.
I don't know. But it's just, sure, whatever. I'll say it.
I speak to a person once, and I'm like, that's my friend.
Yeah.
I say I'm friends with Michael Godot, and I'm like, I've spoken to him once.
Yep.
Over Instagram Live.
So, yeah, we see the big Piff the Magic Dragon show, which they advertise having collectible cups when you order your alcoholic beverage, which are for actually RuPaul's Drag Race, not Piff the Magic Dragon, which they fucking should. And
yeah,
on the way into the show, we were doing, I think someone said it was actually guerrilla marketing. What was I calling it? Crimes. Was I calling it crimes?
Art crimes.
Art crimes. Art crimes.
We were calling it art crimes because...
Physical art crimes.
Physical art crimes, because while you were committing these physical art crimes, Kez and I were behind you going, art crimes.
And filming it as well, I believe.
And filming it.
It started off with, because we park at the Flamingo parking structure, and shout out to Jobeth for giving us a pass for free parking at all these places, because that saved us some coin. Buddy, thank you very much. Anyway, I know that there's a big light box of Piff the Magic Dragon on the way in, right? Mm-hmm. Right across like the Sky Bridge to the actual hotel. So I'm like, I'm going to stick a Piff comic sticker on that. So, art crimes. Real world art crimes. Mm-hmm. I'm a modern day Banksy motherfucker. I wouldn't go that far, no. So I stick a Piff comic sticker on there. It's like, yeah, that was not my main target though, because we know that further into the hotel there is a display case of Piff the Magic Dragon, which is like one of the original Piff skins, an original Piffles costume, a tacular, whole lot. So I'm gonna have to get a sticker on there. Crimes. Crimes. I'm sure we've got the video. If we do, I'm gonna have to post it.
I'm quite literally looking for it right now.
Yep. And then, strategically placed sticker, sort of out of the way, down low. If someone sees it, they're like, oh, it's Piff the Magic Dragon. It belongs on that. It's a sticker. It looks like it could be on the inside of the case.
Yeah.
But that was not the most dangerous art crime of all.
No, it really...
There was a very dangerous art crime. Now, the problem with this was when we were approaching the the main theatre, because it's not the Piff the Magic Dragon Theatre, because that's the little theatre. Yeah. We're approaching, and the merch desk is set up, and the guy at the merch desk is like, "Oh my god, I think we know who he is. Is that the guy that gave us a lift from Piff's place last time after doing the Piff pod?" This is me and Kez.
Yeah. So you had thought this at the first time we were there.
Oh, so this isn't the first time. This is the next time.
No, you'd recognise Gary. His name's Gary. Shout out Gary, who we love. So you'd recognise it, and we were standing there, and we kept like looking at him and looking away, and you were like, "I think that's the guy." It's like, I don't know, I can't ask.
But at this stage, we hadn't talked to him yet either.
We hadn't talked to him yet.
Yeah.
No. So I had, but you guys hadn't.
Yep.
So
there's a staircase that leads up to the theatre, right?
Yeah.
And at the bottom of the staircase, it's like 12 steps. There's a sign which can turn around. On one side, it says, "This way to RuPaul's Drag Race." On the other side, it says something like, "Piff the Magic Dragon." And it's just like an A4 legal size piece of paper, really.
If that.
And I had to art crime onto it. I had to get the sticker strategically placed onto it. And later, Gary said he noticed it. That it was there as well. Yeah.
Because Kez was talking to Gary to distract him while you did this.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
So yeah, if you're in Vegas at the Flamingo Hotel and Casino, see if those stickers are still there. So there's one on the light box on the Sky Bridge. There's one on the Piff case, and there's one on the Piff sign at the staircase. We
should confirm these art crimes have been since approved
by the lizard himself. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
He said, "Just don't tell the Flamingo." That's all.
Yeah. Don't tag the Flamingo.
No, don't tag the Flamingo. But yeah, let us know if those are still there, and photographic evidence would be great as well.
Yeah.
Because I was looking through my phone the other day, and I saw those photos, and I had to laugh because I forgot all about it. Yeah, I mean, there was. Oh no, there was a. Yeah. So after the first showing of Piff the Magic Dragon, the first attendance, of course, we hung back and wait till everyone had taken their photos with Piff and Jade and Mr. Piffles. We get out. Piff knew we were there. It's like, "Hey, buddy, how you going?" All that, and Jade's like, "What the fuck? I didn't know you were here. Piff didn't tell me you were coming. Like, she didn't even know we were in Vegas. Didn't know we were in the United States of America, let alone at the Piff the Magic Dragon show." No. She was pissed.
She was really pissed.
Legitimately
It was really
angry.
funny to me. It's funny to me because I know that Jade recognises me, because Jade follows me on Instagram. Piff, I'm never quite sure. I think he recognised me because I'm with you.
Maybe, yeah. But no, Piff knows who you are.
But yeah, I think after that first show, I think he does know who I am, because I was talking to Jay, and I just see this fist come out, and he goes to fist bump me, and I'm like, "Hey," and he goes, "Hey, buddy," and I'm like, "Hi." Oh no, I think he did say actually, "Hey, Brogan."
Oh yes, he did. He did say hi, Brogan. Yep. And then took our photos and everything, and Jade's like, because we're talking about all the doggos, Mr. Piffles, Tui, and Threador, because you haven't met Tui and Threador, and Jade's like, "Well, next time, let me know when you want to come, and I can don't tell him, tell me, and I can make sure all the dogs are gonna be here, and you can meet the dogs." And it's like, "Yep, perfect."
I really had to laugh because Jade was shocked that I hadn't met the other dogs.
Yeah,
and I was like, "Jade, I've not been to your house. I've not been backstage. When would I have met these dogs? Yep. I want to. It's not through lack of trying."
So we of course, I messaged Jade while we were away to come to the show, and to make sure that doggos are going to be there and things like that. Yeah. So after the second show, we of course hang back again because we don't want to get in anyone's way or anything. And then when it comes up to our turn for, we're going to take photos with them again, which we did. I'm pretty sure we did. Straight away, it's like, "All right, come on, let's go." And we've got a question. You near the shelf at the back.
I don't know if you wanted to mention this, but we also met another person while we were waiting for.
Did we?
During that show, we did. Do you remember? And it wasn't us; it was Kez. But who then was like, "They're over there."
You're going to have to remind me. Oh, no, we did meet someone, like, after one of the shows. Someone who was either offering to sell us or buy from us cocaine.
No, that's not who I'm talking about.
Okay, who are you talking about? I don't... Oh, yes, of course. Sweet Matty D was there.
Because Matt was just going to his AGT audition and went to pick stuff up, saw Kez and was like, what are you doing here? She was like, we're for the show. Brogan and Wayne are over there.
Yeah, of course.
So that was cool.
Yeah.
So he went and got his introduction with Piff for his video that will never be used.
Yes, unfortunately. But we might put it on our Patreon. But yeah, then it's like straight away, it's like, let's go backstage. So Piff goes to do the post-show, what is it called? Meeting thing?
Show notes.
The show notes meeting. And so we're just hanging out with Jade in their green room. And Piff's sister, Anne, was there as well, who was there about this time last year as well, because they had just left when we were there. Speaking of which, did you see the video of Piff skydiving?
I did! I didn't recognise Anne because she didn't have her glasses on this time. And I was like, oh, that's so freaking cute.
I like at the end, like when the chute's pulled and like the guy, because it's a tandem jump, the skydive guy is like goes to like give me a high five. I thought Piff just like swipes his hand away, like get that shit away from it. It's a high five, of course. It just looks like get the fuck away.
It was because Piff's full costume. The guy had to like move Piff's.
Yeah. You have to watch that video if you haven't seen it, people.
It's.
Man, there's things we're not allowed to talk about, and it's killing me.
I know.
Yeah.
But we got to hang out in the green room for a little bit. You got to give Piff stuff. I got to get Piff and Jade to sign the poster.
And
I got to give.
Yeah, he loved your baby Piff.
He really did.
Yeah.
I was so happy. And Anne looked at it and went, "That looks like you as a baby." I'm like, success.
Winning.
So yeah, so that will be going up for sale somewhere.
Yeah. I did my post-holiday emails to everyone, and I reached out to Piff because we questioned Jade. We questioned beforehand. We questioned Gary about we saw on social media these Piff the Magic Dragon stickers and fridge magnets for sale at the merch desk. Where are they, Gary? He's like, well, I don't want to. I have to say it the way that Gary says it. He's like, yeah, John didn't like them. And I'm like, John? Who the fuck is John?
What say does he have in the Piff the Magic Dragon show?
We're talking Piff the Magic Dragon here.
Yeah.
So for the rest of this story, I will be pretending that he said Piff and not John. So Piff didn't like them, so they've been taken away. I was like, we will take them. You get them for us. So yeah, okay, we'll talk to Miss Jade. See, he calls Piff John, but Jade is only Miss Jade.
Yeah, Miss Jade.
Yep. So yeah, afterwards in the green room, talking to Jade about the stickers and repeating exactly that. Yeah, didn't like the quality or the size. Like the magnets, I understand, and the stickers to some degree, but the stickers are pretty cool. So in my email, I said, I kind of get it, but we are familiar with sticker production. Reach out if
because he was asking me about mine.
Yeah, exactly.
The site that I use, and I'm like, I use prettygoodsstickers.com, and honestly, the service there is unmatched. They are so kind. Anytime I've reached out with a question, sometimes because I asked them about printing on vinyl, because I'd spoken to someone
vinyl
before, and they were like,
"You mean?"
No, it's sort like poster printing.
Oh, okay.
I'd asked them about poster printing before. It's like this might be a possibility, but when you're sure, send us a design. We'll reach out. So I'd been speaking to them about that. They're like, we can't do it for that one, unfortunately, because it was holographic. I was asking for.
Yeah.
But like so kind, very quick to respond. Always great package, and 99% of the time will send me more stickers than I've ordered or paid for.
Handy. Yeah.
So it's they're really good. So that was kind of cool to ask about that. But like you, I also sent Piff a post holiday and said, Piff and Jade, and said thank you so much for including me at this mock. Yes.
Have you heard back yet from either of them?
Yes.
Oh, what? What?
I mean, it was very a perfunctory thanks for coming to the show.
Microphone abuse. I assume you did it like the week that you arrived home, yeah?
I think I did.
Because I've only just recently done it, so. And they're touring and stuff, so I understand. I get it.
So I sent my 10th of April, and I got back to Kay on... I literally emailed them the same day I got back in the country.
See, I waited a few days and I messaged the boys as well.
Yeah, I basically said, just want to send an email to say thank you so much for the tickets when I came to see you with Wayne and Kez.
Yeah.
For letting us backstage. Great fun, amazing show as always. Can't wait to see you guys again next year when we're back. If there's anything I can ever do for you, please just let me know. Pip, you'd mentioned the possibility of design. I can send that over and anything else you want. Sadly, I must have texted them when I was at the airport because I said, sadly heading back to the homeland now. Much love, bro.
Yep. Speaking of which, we tried so hard to get Piff Crew hoodies. Look, he said that he will send us the design and we can make our own because there's just not many of them around apparently. That's the excuse I heard. Jade still might be able to work some magic.
I think that's the one I think that's what they were saying when I was there as well.
Yeah. But yeah, we went one more time to the big Piff the Magic Dragon show and boy was it a show.
Yeah, you were telling me.
It was a show. And it's like, if things are going to go wrong, they're all going to go wrong in the one show. And Gary summed it up nicely afterwards, talking to him when we were saying, this is what went wrong. It's like, John was saying. He's like, Piff always says, it's a comedy magic show. I can handle the comedy. That's the easy part. I need you to make sure the magic is going to work.
Yeah.
Which seemed to be, like from trick
Someone
one.
fucked up.
Yeah, from trick one. He gets two separate people to name some numbers. And it's like, you name a number, 7. You, a number between 0 and 59. And the guy's like, 59. No, wait, that's not between 0 and 59. 58. It's like, okay. So Pip's like, 7:58 p.m., 7:58. And the big reveal is there's a clock in a pizza box. And that clock is meant to say the time that they've just divined between them.
Yeah, this pizza box which has been sat on stage.
Yes, it's been sat on stage in full view. But he opens up the pizza box saying, and what does the clock say? It says 2:27, which has got nothing to do with 7:58. Show continues. He makes callbacks to it because he does callbacks through the points of the show. Something else that went wrong is, the whole, you were on stage for this last year with the baby. Yeah?
Oh, yeah.
And so the baby falls from the rafters. Yeah. Anyway, the baby is meant to be missing a hand, and in its hand, where its hand is, it's meant to be a clip with a quarter in it. We saw this happen in real time. The baby fell, hit the fridge on stage, the quarter goes flying, hits the guy sitting in front of us. Yeah,
the baby always hits the fridge. That's not an accident.
It's meant to. Yeah. But Piff is like, so what's in place of the baby's hand? What is there? What is in place of the baby's hand? And then he realizes, it's like, well, what's usually in the baby's hand is a quarter. But when it hit the fridge, it went flying and hit that child in the front row. See, he can handle the comedy.
Yeah.
It's the when things don't go right. So with the, Mr. Piffle's big trick, I call this his big trick now, even though it's just a throwaway bit in the show, is when he produces a drink for someone.
It is a throwaway bit, but it's a huge trick, and it's like, what the fuck?
The guy was drinking a Coors Light, so that's what Mr. Piffles was to produce. So tell me, sir, is that a Coors Light? And he tastes it, and it's like, no. It's like, are you sure? Take another sip of that drink. Is it a Coors Light? No. And 3-4 times is saying, no, it's not a Coors Light. Okay, is there anyone else drinking a Coors Light tonight that can drink that and confirm if it's a Coors Light or not? Another guy stands up, drinks that. Yes, that is a Coors Light, man. What the fuck are you talking about? This guy, it's like, sure, maybe it was warm. Obviously, it wasn't a cold Coors Light. But still, you fucking go along anyway. Even if it was a goddamn lemonade, you would still say, yes, it's a Coors Light.
It could be motherfucking chocolate milk, and you drink that and go, yes. That's a Coors Light.
Exactly. And then I always worry about this because he uses multiple children in the show. And it's like, children don't know what they're doing. Children are dumb. Children are idiots and stupid. It's his big mass-produce multiple cards, right? Where he gets 10 people to name cards. Yeah. Small child.
The one with King Matt on the digital Pixel King Matt,
Yep. Small child is like, all right, child, name a card. 10. Okay, and what suit? 7. No. Well, what is it? Is it 10 or 7? 10? Okay, now pick a suit. Hearts, clubs, diamonds, or spades. Just silence.
Well, not even that. During this whole bit, there's like the cards and the suits.
Big
There's like a
screen.
giant thing on the screen.
Yeah, he's pointing at it as well for the child. Multiple children could not do this.
Jeez.
Oh,
Fucking hell.
what is the American school system doing?
But do you know what? If assuming that there's nothing else that went wrong.
Well, nothing that comes to
mention.
mind.
No, because the reason I say is because while you're at this show, I'm at the Penn and Teller show. And it must have been something in the water that night because there was a couple of things that fucked up in that show too.
Yeah.
Including in Souvenir. So in Souvenir is a trick, if you don't know, where Penn gets kid up on stage, like where you're from, such and such. And it's like a map full of decks. And the decks are all in random shuffled orders that, you know, and Penn can name a card from any point as long as he knows which deck. So this kid picks a deck and goes against, and if I remember right, it was one that was really, really fucking high up. It was like the highest point. So, you know, there's the OSHA joke in there about 3 points of contact.
Yep.
With Penn and Teller holding this thing. Yep. This kid comes down, hands the deck to Penn, and Penn's looking, he's like, I don't know what this is. Teller's looking at it, he's like, yeah, it's this one.
I'm certain it says it on the backs of the decks, what they are.
It goes by the design. And the reason I know that is because Teller had to take the cards out and look at the design on the back of the cards.
Oh.
And hold it up for Penn and say it's this one.
Yeah.
Because it was a very light deck.
Yeah.
Oh, it's them! Right, okay, cool. I get it now. And there's another one where egg bag. So an egg bag, he asks an audience member, you know, so where's the egg? And first bit is obvious that Teller's copped it in his hand, he's put it in his pocket, stuff like that. This woman would not rat Teller out at all.
Oh,
fucking refused point blank.
Yeah.
And it's like, you know, and 9 times out of 10 when they rat Teller out, Penn goes, you know, snitches get stitches.
Yes.
And he looks at this woman and went, you know, snitches don't get stitches. And like every time she was doing this, like it would happen. I think she thought it was meant to go right at some point.
Yeah, she was doing the right thing. She was doing what that guy should have done in the Piff show and say, yes, it's a Coors Light, no matter what.
They were clearly at the wrong shows.
I'm positive it was a Coors Light, so...
I'm 100% sure it's a Coors Light.
Yeah.
They were at the wrong shows, clearly.
Yeah.
You know, but it gets to the point that Penn just looks at this woman and goes, "What are you doing, Haley?" I can't remember if her name was Haley, but it was something along those lines.
It's like
there's a couple of things like that.
Wackatella, when the woman was shuffling the last 2 cards, and it was going on for ages because my God, that's we won't talk about that because there's magic secrets in there that we now know.
Essentially, this woman was not shuffling the cards.
Yes.
She was
retaining
putting them back in the exact same order.
She was retaining order.
But there was that, and another cute thing about that thing is that show is because I'm usually on the Teller side of the stage. I was on the Penn side of the stage this time. So when Penn comes out for Souvenir, because he comes outside the stage and walks to the desk, like on the front of the stage, and Jonesy's playing jazz because it's just after Silverfish, and you could hear Penn going, ba-da-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba.
Just to
singing
himself.
along with Jonesy, and I'm like, you're so fucking cute. Oh my God.
I think we're basically out of time for this episode. So this was the big Penn and Teller and Piff recap. We've got a lot. We've got a shit
Penn and Son
ton
and
more.
Teller.
Yes, yeah. I have one more story related to Penn and Teller. And dear listeners, friends, this is a redemption story.
Oh, yes.
Yes, I was waiting for the recognition to fall across your face.
I've seen it on the list and had completely forgotten about it.
I had the perfect redemption at the big Penn and Teller show. And did you notice I still pronounce the R then a little bit in Teller? I'm still doing that with some words, pronouncing the R's. Because, so this was in the VIP seats, right?
Yep.
Me and Kez were sitting there watching everyone file in, and there's a gentleman. I'm not going to call him a gentleman. A dude, a guy walks into the theater wearing a fucking cowboy hat. Yeah. Right? It's like, I'm starting to get PTSD. I know it's not going to be a problem for me because I'm in high up booth seats, right? Perfect prime seating. But he sits down in front of unsuspecting people, an unsuspecting couple, I'm guessing. They looked comfortable with each other as a couple. And he does not remove his hat. At first. After about a minute, he took off his hat. Oh, good. This my anxiety has gone down.
Yeah.
But then basically straight away puts it fucking back on. And I can see the people sitting behind him, this couple, she can't see because of this fucking hat. She's like looking around, trying to see. This is still pre-show jazz time, right?
Yeah.
But there's not much pre-show jazz left. We're approaching the start of the Big Penn and Teller show.
Penn is no longer on stage.
That's right, yeah. And I know that this is the last song of Jonesy. And I say to Kez, I have to do something about this. I cannot let someone else go through this fucking bullshit.
Yep.
So I get up, I go to the ushers at the door, and I say, hi, what I have to think. Hi, I just have to say that there's someone in the audience sitting in front of my friends wearing a big cowboy hat and they can't see. And I think they're just a bit shy to come to say something about it. Are you able to help out with this? And she's like, oh yeah, I can definitely help out. Or you can ask them to remove their hat because they should be wearing a big cowboy hat in the theater. So where are you sitting? It's like, oh, it's not actually me. It's my friend. I'm sitting in the VIP section. My friends, they're down further. So, oh, come show me. So I lead them down to the seat, point them out. It's like, okay, yep, I can take care of this. Usher scooting along in front of people. And it's like, excuse me, I can only assume, excuse me, so you're going to have to remove your hat during the performance or something. I have no idea. But the people are so happy that this guy has to take off his fucking hat, as he fucking well should. So I saved people the trouble that I had last year. The whole reason why this podcast I'm going to say exists,
We've come full circle. Episode 60, we have come full circle. We could. Do you know what? I think this is our season finale.
I was considering that, actually. I'm thinking Vegas trips should be our seasons.
Yeah,
should they be?
I think recaps should be our season.
The problem is this recap's going to be multiple episodes. We don't have time to recap everything. We don't have time.
If anyone asks, episode 1 to 60 is season 1. Because I feel like this story just finishes it off. It's such a stunningly beautiful story of redemption. You are the silent avenger.
Yep.
You are the hero that these people needed in that moment. And the fact that they will never know that you did that for them, or the reasons you did that for them, is shocking.
So yeah, you're welcome. Hey buddy, nice hat. They did not have to meet this gentleman in the Rio entrance area and say, hey buddy, nice hat, while he was waiting for a fucking taxi. They got to live their best life. And I feel like my redemption arc has come full circle.
I think so.
So I guess we're going to have to record another episode to talk about, like, this giant list of shit that we did. I mean, there's other shows here that we saw besides Piff and Penn and Teller. There really is.
We did see other shows.
There's a lot of friends that we caught up with, a lot of new friends that we met. There's a lot of places we went and ate. There's lots of stuff that went on. There's anecdotes and shit, but we don't have time. I don't know. Maybe we can try and record something else this week before Friday. I don't know. Let's see what happens.
I think we should try.
Yeah. But yeah, look, we've talked about some stuff. You can find it on social media, pictures of it. Like, what have we talked about? Oh, yeah, art crimes and shit like that. That note that Brian Brushwood wrote for Teller. We'll get that up there. And where can you find that? You can find that at NicePodBud on all social media where we exist.
Yes.
But you can also go to nicepodbud.com. I reckon I'll update that a little bit more and try and get them up there as well, because that's what I used to do. But you can also email us there as well. So we haven't done accent challenges in a donkey's age, really, have we?
We haven't had time.
No, that might be fallen to the wind. It might not happen again. We'll see.
That might be a bit that's gone to the book graveyard.
Yeah. But look, if you've got an accent challenge, send it in, or a cultural exchange challenge. We enjoy that, or any type of challenge, or anything that we could do. Oh, we've got those how to swear in other language cards from Chris there.
Yeah.
So
we do.
Just anything that's, yeah. Look, you'll get the idea when we start doing this other stuff of the kind of content that helps us out. But also just like writing in with your art crimes for us to assess. It'll be a few weeks away, I think, by the time we get through all of our recap. But look, in the meantime, you can reach out to Brogan on social media at 7 Billion Needles.
And you can reach out to Wayne at Wayne Geo.
That is very correct. See how consciously I didn't do that thing?
It's
been a while. It's been a while. I still didn't do it. But anyway, stay tuned for part 2 of X amount of parts of Vegas recap.
We're back, baby!
Anyway, thanks for stopping by and having a listen.
As always, stay fresh, cheesebags.